guys, this is Inhander from fearpaintball.net, and today we're going to do a maintenance video on the Tippmann TPX Paintball Pistol. Just got it not too long ago. Serial number is 1892, so it's among the first to be produced there. I'll give you some initial thoughts after we go ahead and take it apart, but let's go ahead and start. The first thing you want to go ahead and do, easy stuff, take the barrel out. TPX is A5 X7 threaded, so most barrels, I believe, with a 7/8 inch diameter should work. I believe the Lapco 8-inch Big Shot can go into this too. You might want to check out TPX OG if you own one of these. I know they have a nice list on there of barrels that can go in and barrels that can't, just because there's a 1-inch diameter barrel and 7/8 inch diameter barrel, and this requires a 7/8 inch diameter barrel. So go ahead and set the barrel aside. Let's go ahead and take the CO2 cap off right here, and go ahead and release the magazine. The magazine releases right here, like so. Set it aside, and as most Tippmanns, it is a clamshell design, so you're going to want to take this. There's this screw, this one, and this one. 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. So let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and 4 on the bottom. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right in the back of the grip here. Didn't see that one. Let's go ahead and take it apart here, and I'll be right back. Okay, once you get all those screws removed, there is one thing to note. This screw here in the middle is going to be slightly longer than these 2 screws, this screw and that screw. And the 2 screws here on the rail are going to be very short. So let's go ahead and pop open the TPX here and take a look on the inside. And you want to do this slow, because there is a couple springs in here that you want to watch out for. So just gently pull the receiver off there and set it aside. And here we have the inside of TPX. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you. Okay, we'll start from the front end here. Go ahead and remove this piece. This is just where the CO2 tank's gonna slide right into, right here. Let's go ahead and remove that. Now when you put it back on, it's easy to put back. There's the dots right in here that match up with the dots right there. It goes right in, just like that. So let's take that off. Go ahead and remove the barrel shroud, is what the manual calls it. This thing here that says TPX on it. Go ahead and remove that. And then we have what is referred to as the barrel adapter, which is this silver piece right here. So I'm going to take it out here. And there's one thing you have to keep in mind up here on the top of the barrel adapter. There's a small piece of plastic right here that will let you view down inside your marker to see if there's a round in the chamber. That likes to fall out a lot. We'll go ahead and take it out now. See, it's just a small piece of plastic. Don't want to lose that. And now we have the barrel adapter, which the detent on this marker, I'm going to see if you can see down here. See the detent right there? It's on the side on this marker. So when you put the barrel adapter back in, you have to be cognizant of the fact that you have to adjust it down in there, as well as putting the bolt back in. Now, one thing I want to make mention now that just fell out is the magazine release. First time I took this out on the field, I did not know that there was a small spring that goes right underneath it. like so. Well, took it out on the field and took it apart and almost lost the spring. So you don't want to lose that. Make sure you're very, very careful working around that area. In fact, when you take the marker apart, go ahead and take the magazine release and the spring out, just so you don't lose it. And set that aside. We'll go ahead and take the barrel adapter out now, like so. Like I said, we'll go ahead and remove the bolt. If you're familiar with auto mags, it kind of looks like an auto mag bolt. A level 10 bolt also resembles a mini bolt. We'll get to that in just a second. But as you can see, right here on the barrel adapter on the opposite side is where the detent goes, just like so. And it will sit down just like this, right on the inside of the marker right there. Go ahead and take that, set these pieces aside, and move on to the finer workings of this marker. Right here we have the mainspring, bolt, and the buffer O-ring. Really all you need to do on this is put a slight bit of lube. The marker came with what looks to be like sleek, or gun butter, stuff like that. I guess if it came with it, that's what it'd be best to use on it. It's just there's an O-ring around here. Go ahead and spread a little bit of it on that, just a little bit on the bolt itself. Get it lubricated so it moves well inside the marker. But that's really all with the bolt here. Go ahead and set it right here. Now we have this whole assembly back here. Okay, and then we have this black piece here, which is what is considered the power tube for a Tippmann, and this back silver piece, which would be considered the air valve assembly. What you want to do for basic maintenance, you don't need to take these apart. I wouldn't recommend taking them apart unless something goes wrong and you blow an O-ring or whatever in there. There's a couple different ones, but that's not likely to happen. Let me go ahead and pull this out here. Go ahead and separate it from the regulator. Now, one thing to keep note of, there is a small black O-ring on here that needs lubricated. As well, when you put it back into the regulator assembly here, it goes like this, but you must be very, very careful to put it back in there and make sure it's not hanging over on any sides or whatever, because this will cause that O-ring to break. And if anyone deals with the response trigger O-rings, this is one of them, and it's a pain in the rear to fix. You can't really find them in hardware stores, so you got to call Tippmann. And usually Tippmann will send you a couple of them. So if you do happen to break it, just give them a call, and I'm sure they'll send you 5 or 6 of them because it's a common problem. But go ahead and set that aside. Like I said, keep that O-ring lubed. And as well, right here, there's an O-ring on this gold bar that attaches to the puncture tube that would puncture the CO2 cartridge. Keep it lubricated. It comes out on both ends, but I'm not going to take it out there. Nothing really big that you would have to do in here unless you were to break an O-ring, in which case you would have to take it apart. But again, the way it's set up, it's not likely to happen. Now, you have the regulator, which holds your velocity adjust, and internally there's also another small